Yo, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another NASCAR video. That's right, NASCAR on Clem. This is why. You've seen the title, Chase Elliott wins. But not only does Chase Elliott win after finishing third and not leading a lap, it's because Kyle Busch and Denny Hamlin, two Joe Gibbs cars, are disqualified and have to go to the back, 35th and 36th, finish their day. They cheated, and they get kicked to the rear for it, so Chase Elliott in third place gets a win. This silly season that we have continues. I mean, it is awesome, but what a race it was otherwise. We're going to talk about it all, but first, let me know what you guys thought down in the comments. Chase Elliott fans, obviously, you're going to be happy. I'm happy. I'm a Chase Elliott fan. I'm not a huge fan of Denny Hamlin or Kyle Busch, so to see them both get booted for cheating is great, or disqualified failing post-race inspection is great. If you're a Kyle Busch or Denny Hamlin fan, let me know how you're feeling, and let me know what your thoughts were on the race itself. Overall, I'll give you my thoughts on the race. It was really good. Pocono has always been a track that I have hated watching. I never liked it. It's not a real track. It's a triangle. They race on circles. It's not a real track in my opinion, but it's always been really bad. One groove, not good. Today was so much different, and I loved it. Three things that really stood out to me were, one, you could fan out immediately on the restart and be competitive. Like, they were going 5, 6, 7 wide, shooting back and forth, left and right, trying to, scramble for position. And you couldn't do that a couple of years ago, I don't think, or at least it didn't stick, because point number two, they were going into the turns, tunnel turn, and the first turn on restarts 2, 3 wide. You couldn't do that years ago, I know that, and especially with the grip that they laid down, it was so much more competitive all around the track. That's number 3. The racing was so much better everywhere. There was battles up and down the field. Cars caught each other. Maybe not, at the front. Those guys kind of ran away from everything. But in the pack, there was a lot of action. Yeah, it was hard to pass, but it's hard to pass everywhere with these cars. That's the one thing maybe they have to fix a little bit. But otherwise, the racing was good. Some beating and banging a little bit. We'll talk about 2 of those incidences. But beating and banging, and really it was great. It was hard to drive these cars. Some spin outs, some wrecks, all on their own. A little help from others. But otherwise, really good race. The only thing I didn't like maybe was the cars got separated so far, so fast. I mean, and maybe it was a result of cheating, because Kyle Busch was out to like a 2.7 second lead in like the first 5 laps. So obviously he went to the back because he got disqualified. But really good race overall. I'd probably give it like an 8, a 7.9 out of 10. I thought it was a really good race. Let's talk about some wrecks that happened. Closer to the end, this is how it played out. Specifically for Chase Elliott, he was up front most of the day. Had a bad pit strategy. Oh, that was the last thing I was going to mention why it was really good. There was so much strategy involved, especially in Stage 2 and into Stage 3. It was crazy. You didn't know who was really going to win or what strategy people were going to actually follow. Denny Hamlin was going to run out of gas for a while if these 2 cautions didn't come out at the end. So that was really exciting. There was like 4 positive things that you didn't see at Pocono a couple years ago. All right, talking about the race, Chase Elliott was up front most of the day. He definitely did not have the best car, the car to win. Even at the end, when after this last caution came out, I thought Tyler Reddick was going to catch him. I thought Bell was going to catch him. He just didn't look good. I was just chilling in third place. The car kind of came to life a little bit after that, but he was up front, had to go to the back because of strategy and because of a bad pit stop, worked his way back up front, and with about 20 or so laps to go, I believe it was Blaney who spun out all on his own. Hard hit against the inside wall. Honestly, I didn't know if he was going to be okay. That was a hard hit, but he was okay, and that triggered another caution. Cautions breed cautions, especially at this track when they're fanning out so wide. Stack the cars back up together. But it was Denny Hamlin on the bottom, Ross Chastain on the top, Kevin Harvick in third. I think Busch and Elliott were up there too. And Denny Hamlin ran Chastain up the track, put him into the wall. And you guys know the history between those two this year. They have boiling blood. between them. Chastain wrecked Hamlin twice, once for the win, and same thing happened. He got his retaliation, even in the post-race interview. It looked like Chastain was not happy, but he knew it was going to come, and hopefully they're even now. But I would say after today, Hamlin is already a hothead, I think. Both him and Kyle Busch are, and I don't really like them for that reason. They're definitely two of the most controversial, outspoken people in NASCAR. Kyle Busch maybe so much on his car, but Denny Hamlin on the sport itself. And yeah, he's not happy, I'm sure, with Chastain already, but after today, I'm sure he's not going to be happy at the sport. But yeah, so he ran him up the track, wrecked Chastain, who ended up wrecking Harvick as well, who I actually kind of wanted to win because I wanted to see 16 drivers, especially he was outside the bubble. But that was a crazy wreck that ended up bringing out the last caution, which ultimately allowed Hamlin and Busch to go out in front of Elliott and then win the race before being disqualified. So, like I said, cautions breed cautions, and yeah, that's what allowed Chase Elliott to get into that position and win the race, because the two cars in front of him cheated. The last thing I want to say is the implications of this race. The ending was a little boring. That was like probably the worst part of the race. It just wasn't as exciting as other races, but it was still a really good finish, especially since Chase Elliott actually gets the win. But here are the implications that come out of this, at least for Chase Elliott and his playoff push, and Kyle Busch and his future. The first, Chase Elliott gets his fourth win. He had 3. Denny Hamlin would have had 3. Chase Elliott was first in points. He would have been second in points behind him. And take away the win from Hamlin, give it to Chase Elliott. That pretty much locks him up as the regular season points leader, and should pretty much get a cakewalk to the round of 8, I would say. Now, kind of like Larson did last year when he won 9 or 10 races or whatever he did. Like, it's a pretty much a cakewalk into the final 8, final 4 by having more wins than anybody else, and by winning the regular season championship, because you get like 15 extra playoff points or something like that. So huge day for Chase Elliott, since nobody has more than 2 wins. Outside of Chase Elliott, it's pretty much a given that he will win the regular season championship, and of course that just helps him in the playoffs until he needs to. But he's been so solid this year. Chase Elliott, his best finish at Pocono was like, I don't know, 8th or 5th or something like that before this. His average finish was like 15th, but he wins today after not leading a lap. That'll go down in the history books. He's got like 19 career wins now as a win at Pocono. So if you're keeping track of all the tracks he's winning at, Pocono's now on that list if he never wins back there again. So really good implications for him, obviously, moving forward in the season. And I hope he wins the championship again. He's been the most consistent car every week in and out, I would say. He deserves it right now. But the other implication is Kyle Busch doesn't have a sponsor for next year. Doesn't really know if he has a ride for next year. And now he's been caught cheating. Not that it really matters. It's not his fault. It's Joe Gibbs, whatever. But he doesn't already have a sponsor next year. This is not going to help him. I think he has 2 wins. Maybe if he doesn't, he would have gotten 2 wins. Regardless, it would have helped him in the playoffs as well. If Denny Hamlin was the only one caught cheating, but it didn't matter since he didn't win either. It would have helped him have a good finish. Maybe help with the sponsorship. They don't know what's going on next year. And I don't think this helps. It probably doesn't have a huge factor, but it doesn't look good on him or Joe Gibbs, especially at his own race. M&ms is pulling out of the sponsorship next year. It was their race. And, you know, Kyle Busch looked like he was on rails most of the day until, like, the last pit stops when Chastain beat him out of the pits. And, yeah, he couldn't catch him. And then, obviously, the cautions didn't help because he was in traffic. So, really big implications, I think, on Kyle Busch after today. Even if this race didn't affect it, crunch time, especially with the final thing I'm about to say. Ty Gibbs gets his first start today in the Cup Series. He drove Kurt Busch's car. I hope Kurt Busch is okay after taking a nasty hit yesterday in practice. Like I said, these cars are hard to drive, and that's good. But safety is obviously a huge concern and priority. So for him to be out and allow Ty Gibbs to step in, he did really, really well. He ended up finishing a little lower than I thought he would. Where did he finish? hold on. Oh, he finished 16th. I thought he was running in the top 15, and with those two guys getting disqualified, he would have been up to like 12th, but 16th in his first race. That's really, really, really good. And like, they were taking it easy today. Is he a really aggressive driver? Yes. Is he a Chastain level? I don't know. But it's interesting to see that he did really well in a car that is like 2311 is like They're like not Joe Gibbs, but they're Joe Gibbs, counterparts-ish. So to drive that car, which is not a Joe Gibbs car exactly, that is a really, really good day. And I'm excited to see what that happens to him in the future. I know they said that they wanted to wait on him being in the Cup Series next year. But now with Kyle Busch's implications today, or his sponsorship might fall through, or whatever's going on with that, he could step in. He proved it today that he could step in, which even puts more pressure on Kyle Busch, I would say. So here's your top 10. Chase Elliott ends up getting the win. Tyler Reddick ends up getting second. Really good finish for him. Daniel Suarez with a top 3. Christopher Bell in 4th. Kyle Larson in 5th. Really good day for Michael McDowell in 6th. Truex gets 7th. Bubba Wallace 8th. Eric Jones 9th. Austin Dillon 10th. So really good day for most of those guys who probably aren't up there most often, I would say. A lot of contenders were not up there. Joey Logano was nowhere to be seen. Obviously, the wrecks that happened between, Chastain, Blaney, Hamlin, and Busch obviously getting disqualified took some of the big names out of the top 10. But really good day for those guys, especially Chase Elliott getting the win. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the race. Big race. Next week's a road course, I think, too. So Chase Elliott getting like 3 wins in his last 6 races, and the rest of the finishes are top 2s. It's crazy. He's doing well. I hope he wins the championship. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.